Hey guys, Misty here with the Dreamweaver team powered by Samson Properties, and I wanted to talk today about setting a sales price for your home. This is always kind of that contentious moment when we are meeting with new clients who want to sell their home and they want an honest assessment of what it is worth and what they can sell for, and we oftentimes have different opinions. So just wanted to go over what we kind of take into consideration and what you should be thinking about if you are thinking about selling your home. So the first thing we do is we pull what are called comps, and I'm sure you've heard that term. It's basically comparables, similar homes that have sold in your area that we can kind of compare to your house. So we're typically looking back about the last 6 months at what is sold, potentially a little further depending on the home and the area. And we're going to pull homes that are similar as far as square footage, maybe the same neighborhood, maybe the same floor plan, depending on where you're at. And we're going to compare all of those things. So we're going to look at the finishes, compare whether one had carpeting and hardwood, all of those things that people kind of give a little more value to. So we're going to either add to your home or subtract based on those comps. So if your home is the original from 1950, we're going to take some value off when comparing it to a home that sold that was just built last year, or a home that was remodeled. So it could be a similar home to yours, but they have put a whole new kitchen in, all brand new bathrooms, all of those things. Some of the things that are not valued are kind of what you may need to move. So you may need a specific price that really doesn't come into consideration. Certain upgrades also do not add value. So it seems kind of silly, but if you just had a new roof put on or new windows, you're generally not going to get that money added onto the value. Those are kind of things that people expect. They expect the roof to be working the way it is. And if you had to have a new roof to make it that way, that value really doesn't come back. Things that could add value: kitchen, bath, new flooring, those types of things. But it's really going to depend on the comps, it's going to depend on the area, and also what you are competing against. So that is another thing that we look at. What is on the market right now in your neighborhood or in the city that kind of is the same, and that can really affect the sales price that we should start at and that you may get. So you could have two very similar homes, and the range value, those sellers decided to go on the bottom so that they could sell quickly, and you want to get the most, you want to go to the top. So if you're both on the market at the same time, that could really affect how long you stay on the market. So one of the other things we look at is what's called search price bracketing. So if you go to Realtor.com or any of the other websites and you do a search for a new home, you're going to see kind of a little drop down that has a price range that you can do by search. So you could do under 100,000, 100 to 150,000, any of those little things. Usually it's between $25,000 increments or $50,000 or something like that. Sometimes you can set your own, but most people use those kind of brackets. So if you have, say, a home that is worth between 200 and 210,000, if you do it from 201 to 210, you're going to miss all of those buyers that are searching for under 200,000. So you're very close. And some of them will think, well, I'll go a little higher because there might be some negotiating room there. But a lot of them, they only want under 200,000. And so they're going to miss seeing your home at all in those searches. So you really need to think about how people are searching when you are pricing. And then we're going to look at whether the market near you is fast or slow. Is there a shortage of inventory? Is there a lot of inventory? And this can be very neighborhood specific or price point specific. So in Winchester right now, anything under $200,000, we are still seeing a shortage of inventory. So if you are listing in that bracket, it's going to move very quickly. So we need to really price perfectly, get it on there, a buyer's coming in. In the higher price points, we are seeing a much slower market right now. So that is something we need to take into consideration. if you need to move for a job start, if you have a home that you have a contract on and you need to sell your house in order to close on that, then we really need to take that into account with the price. One of the other things that people always ask me about is, should we kind of start up here so that we have negotiating room to end up where we want to be? That can be a real gamble. So a lot of times if we're kind of really far apart, $15,000, $20,000, something like that, depending on the price point, it could be a little smaller or a little bigger. A lot of buyers come in and they don't want to offend someone, so they won't even offer if it's that far apart. So we really want to get it right at the price where we think we are going to sell based on all of the evidence. Does not always come out. We are not, I don't have a crystal ball. Basically what your home is worth is what a buyer is willing to pay. And a lot of times the only way to know that is to put it on the market and find that buyer and what they are willing to offer. I've been wrong both ways. I've been, thought a home was worth less than it actually sold for. And I've thought a home was worth more than it actually sold for. I will tell you up front kind of the range that I think, and we can look at everything and decide together. It's a very, very involved process, and you have to be willing to listen and really look and really be willing to let go of that emotional connection to your home to really compare it to the comps and what is out there. We all love our homes, and you put blood, sweat, and tears and money into them, and you want to get as much as possible, but that buyer coming in does not have that connection to your home. So that kind of emotional value that you put in, they don't have that. So they're not adding that to the sales price. So we really need to be able to let go of that and understand any issues. Maybe you have, a steeper driveway, or you have a lot that isn't that great compared to the other ones in the neighborhood. Maybe you have a neighbor next door that has a lot of junk outside. So we really need to be able to evaluate and take those things into consideration without kind of being hurt that someone is saying that the value of your home is less than you believe it is. As an agent, it's always my goal to get your home sold, and just like every other agent. So we want to really give you that info. The one thing that we don't do, if you plan to interview multiple agents, and I always encourage everyone to do that, the one thing that we will not do is what is called buy your listing. And that is essentially, we're gonna tell you exactly what you want to hear. We are going to tell you that we can get the most money for your home, and then so we can get our sign here in your yard, and then we're going to beat you up every week asking you to lower your price. We're not going to do that. I'm going to give you an absolutely honest assessment of where I think your home should be priced. We can discuss pricing it higher if you have some reason to do that, but I'm not going to tell you something that is just completely out of the possibility. So if you have any questions about selling your home or buying a new home or anything else real estate related, please reach out. I'm happy to help. You can reach me at this number and website here, or message me on Facebook, and hope you have a great day. Bye.